curious to touch on your sort of investment strategy. I know you're an angel investor, and you're clearly very active in that world. What is your sort of criteria for selecting a viable investment, as it were, and what do you typically look for?
So my most famous question probably is I'll ask every startup or every person who's pitching, how much does it cost them for customer acquisition? Because that's something that's most commonly always overlooked. They never focus on how much it actually costs to get a customer. They always think about, if I get one customer, I can get X amount of dollars. Great. But if it costs you, 3x of the amount of dollars that you received, it's probably not a viable business. And that's actually been the case for a few times where it might cost. I've had a couple of businesses tell me it costs them about $40,000 to $50,000 for customer acquisition. In the first year, they'll make about $20,000 to $30,000. So the only time that they'll actually make money is if the customer renews. And that customer churn is always a problem because you're always going to have customer churn. So the question is, do you really pay the customer to be your customer at that point in time on the hope or the premise that they're actually going to renew long term? And that's where things get a little bit crazy. So my biggest thing is always to know how much it costs for customer acquisition, because I never trust the numbers that I'm given. I always trust the information that I can drive myself. And part of that metric when they're actually giving me their information is if they don't know how much it costs them to acquire a customer, they don't really know how to give me a business plan that's properly suited for what they're asking for, because they don't know if they're asking for too much money or too little money. And 9 times out of 10, they're asking for too little. So the question then becomes, okay, so if you get X amount of dollars from me, how many more of me's do you need to actually get to where you need to go to be successful? Because the last thing I want to do is put in $1 million or so, but you really needed $100 million or $10 million to get where you needed to go. So unless I can find, 9 more people to come in, I lost my $1 million.